a search engine. I mentioned they're deaf and blind, so content text is a huge one. This is the same guy who we saw the chart from before, Bruce Clay. This is the SEO hierarchy of needs, which is based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs from intro to psychology class in college. And this is essentially, so the Maslow's hierarchy of needs says if you don't have food and shelter at the bottom of the pyramid, you don't care about love and self-actualization at the top of the pyramid because you're hungry. If you don't have these sort of basic elements, you can't really focus on these other things at the top. So Bruce Clay did this SEO hierarchy of needs here, and the base of it is keywords and content. I mentioned you have to be sort of explicit with Google or with search engines. You have to tell them what your content's about. The best way to rank for a keyword is to have content about that specific keyword. So if your boss comes to you and says, why don't we rank for Facebook consulting? Well, we have a page about social media consulting, but it doesn't have specific content about Facebook consulting, and the search engines aren't going to make that leap. So that means that you need keywords, you need content about that, keywords on your site about those kinds of topics that you want to rank well for. The next is site architecture and on-page elements. So that is, is your site, it plays into, can the spiders crawl your site? Can the spiders get through your site? Is there always somewhere to go? That's also extremely helpful for people. You never want somebody to get on your website and then they have nowhere else to go, or they don't know what the call to action is, or they don't know what you want them to do. You want to organize your site so that it makes sense and people can get through it. Usability and web design. Again, usability for people, using my general rule of thumb, because Google has said if it's good for people, then it's good for search engines. That they don't ever want you to do anything where you're doing something just for the search engines, but it's actually hurting the end user. And then at the top is link development. A lot of people will talk about link development. Some people think it's sort of the silver bullet of SEO, but in my opinion, if you haven't sort of mastered all these other things, link development is not a good long-term strategy. So essentially what that is say that, so if someone links to my website and they have a reputable site, and then Google says, oh, this site is good, and they link to your site's probably good too, and it sort of raises your rank, and it sort of gives you more clout in Google. So it's a very helpful tool when people link to you. It makes your site, gives you more clout, but it's definitely not the only thing. Google has said things like paid links are bad. If you pay somebody to link to your site, that's a bad thing. They're always updating their algorithm. They have spam algorithms, and they have a team of spam people who try to look for, like, JCPenney got in trouble recently during the holidays because they were paying all these people to link to their site, and they were doing well sort of short term, and then Google said, hey, what's going on? And they manually dated them for that. So link development, it's important, it's good. If you have somebody who links to you, that's a great thing. If you want to ask someone to link to you, that's definitely okay. I recommend starting with, like, if you're part of an organization, or if you're sponsoring an event, or if you have clients or partners or somebody who can link back to you, to your site, and that's very, it's logical, it makes sense, and it's sort of in your same industry. Those are the kind of links that you want to get, instead of, some companies will say, oh, we'll get you 100 links, and who knows what kind of shady sites that you'll get links to. So link development, it's important, it's at the top, it's sort of the, once you've got everything else mastered, link development. So all that to say, generally what search engines are looking for, readable text, they're looking for unique content, they're looking for interesting content. You will get, there's also a duplicate content sort of penalty if you're doing things like, even if it's legitimate, like say you're reselling some product and you get the product description from the manufacturer, well, you have the, yes, that's legitimate and that's fine, for you, but what Google says is, oh, this same content is on your site and it's exactly the same, so it doesn't know whose is sort of correct, so they can ding you for that duplicate content. So say you're talking about an article and you're just copying and pasting the full article and putting it on your site. You don't want to do that because you'll get dinged for duplicate content. So what I recommend that people do in that situation is maybe write just a little blurb about kind of their opinion or a summary or something that's a little bit different, and then link to the article. So that's what Google wants you to have: unique content.